Hey guys, this should be video 5, moving player with a mouse, and we're kind of successful at it already. For example, just moments ago we successfully transported our player in space. Boom. Awesome. But that's not really a move method, is it? I mean, the gameplay would be click over here, this would change direction and start moving in that direction at some speed. Alright, so that's what we have to do. So if we think about it, our move method, actually our move with mouse method, is really a teleport method. And we should probably create another move method that's cooler, where all the cool kids will use it. I don't know, I just said that. It's a lifelong dream of mine to be cool. So, alright, we have this move method. Well, what do we need to do? Janet? Who's Janet? Well, we need to click, and when we click, we need to capture the position, and then we need to turn our player in that direction and move that way. God, that sounds like math. Math, damn it. Is it math? Of course it's math. So what do we need to do? Well, let me cut and paste some math. In our move method, we get the difference between current location and the location that's clicked, the difference in x, difference in y, and we use arctangent to generate an angle, which, given those 2 points in space, arctangent will return the angle between the two. But I also need the math module, so let me import that. So it's not complaining. Okay. Let's see what angle is. I'm curious. Now, little purple guy is not going to move, but we should see an angle. Oh, I didn't rename it. So, I've got move. Okay. This is move with mouse. So it looks like the value's in radians, which is okay. So we click, and yeah, so how many radians are in 2 pi? I'm going to let you guys figure that out. So anyway, we get a value in radians. It tells us which way to face. And then we can use some sine and cosine to say how much to move, let's say. So here we're saying, give me sine and cosine, my 2 trigonometric functions. Give me ratios over a right triangle. But the ratio part fits because it's just telling me how much x to update and how much y to update. You know, if they both get updated equally, you move in a perfect diagonal in whatever, in like perfect 45-degree angle. If one gets updated and one doesn't, you move perfectly in that direction. But if you get just the right amount using our trigonometric functions, we move in the proper direction at the proper angle and the proper ratio. It's cool. Okay. When do we stop moving? Let's see what this does. Let's see if we need to do anything else. Click. Click. Oh. Click. So when I move, yeah. Why is it doing that? And why is it doing that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it doesn't know when to stop, because we haven't told it when to stop. We just know that if I have a mouse click and it gets to me, let's run that again. Let's see if I just sit. Yeah, it's like, it's still trying to move, but every time it moves, the angle changes. So it's like, it's like scrambling its brains, and that's okay. No, it's not okay. So let's go down to well, no, let's figure out first how we fix this. We could use a distance function, so we can say if straight distance, and you're thinking, what? Straight distance. Well, in our in the module that I have over here, helper module, some functions. There's a Euclidean distance function. We probably just should say Euclidean distance. It sounds cooler than straight distance anyway. So we'll say we need Euclidean distance, and what are we getting the distance from? Well, Euclidean distance between where I currently am and the x and y that was passed in. So if that Euclidean distance between where I am currently and where I want to be is less than some the dollar sign, I was coding in PHP earlier, so is less than some buffer. So what's our buffer? Let's just say 10. So if Euclidean distance is less than 10 units away from or greater than 10 units away, well then keep moving. How did I pick 10? Shit, I don't know. 10 pixels, it's arbitrary. So let's run that again. Click. Euclidean is not defined. Did I spell it wrong? Probably. Let's just do straight distance. Oh yeah, because I said from, I think, or no, did I not import it? I need to say from helper module. So from helper module import straight distance. Okay, now I think you guys know we could have said import helper module, right? But then everywhere I had a method, I would have had to said helper module dot straight distance, helper module dot kwargs. So just saying from helper module, get me this method. It reaches in and pulls out the method you need. So it works. Right click, run code. Click. Boom. Yeah, no complaints, right? No jiggly wiggly. What? Alright, let's handle that one. Alright, so when we say move with mouse, really it's not this that's doing it wrong. This is correct. It's this. And it's a logic problem. If the length of my input's greater than 2, move with my keys. Else if length of input equals 2, move. Maybe we need to open up our logic a little bit. Let's see if this helps. Like just if and if. You know, maybe something else is coming in and we need to test for both anyway. Nope. Okay. So what does that mean? I mean, when we move the mouse, that is an event in PyGame. It is. But what's happening here is when you say move with mouse and we have a click, and as soon as this method ends, the point goes away. And down in the game loop, it's calling move method with not the parameters that we think it is. So this move with mouse method is done. It has to return control back to the game loop, and it's like, so yeah, it can't do anything. So what we can do here is say else. We still need to move with mouse. And maybe it's not the coolest. I probably should have a better function name, maybe a more robust one. But the way we can fix it is say self dot my goal, or my target location is equal to input. Okay. And then we'll call move with mouse with a target location. And we'll make this a data member. We know our last direction, but now we need a target location. Alright. So what we can do is say in move, if it's equal to 2, alright, it's move with mouse. If it's greater than 2, we're going to say self dot target location is equal to none, because we're using keys, right? But if this is set, then we always want to keep moving towards the target location. So in move with mouse, what we can say is we can still get x and y, but let's say x is equal to not input sub y, it's target underscore location sub 0, and it's self because it's a class member, not a clan member. I said class member. I'm kidding. All right, x and y, 0 and 1. Okay, does this fix it? So we've saved the location. When the method ends, so this says one required positional argument input. Well, yeah, because I told it we need input. One more time. None type object is not subscriptable. What? Because if it gets called moved with mouse here, which it does in the else, because if nothing else happens, move has to call somebody. It's got to know what to do. So inside the move with mouse, and I'm not saying this is best logic, but if not self dot target location, if there's not a target location, return. And we know that if we move with keys, there's no target location because keys are dictating the direction. If the length of the input is 2, we set target location and we call move with mouse. If something else happens and move gets called again, but not with anything we handle, well, let's try to move with the mouse, or at least go to the target location. Now we'll probably make another method that says go to target location, not with the mouse, but this will work for now. Stop judging my code. So I click. It's still not working. What is going on? To back out and figure out what I did, and here's what I did. So here's what's going on. We still need a catch-all for moving, but when you don't hit the mouse button and the mouse moves around, move calls the move method and it sends, remember, and that's my fault, down here, if an event type is, if you hit the button, player input goes to 2, a size of 2. It's an x and y coordinate. If you don't, player input is a tuple size of 300 plus. And so this first one gets called in move, and so it gets called move with keys. So when I had here set target location to none. Well, that stopped us as well. So when we run the code now, if I click the mouse and then move the mouse pointer away, it keeps going, because this first instance still gets called with all the 300, the list of 300, or the tuple of 300, but the target location is still there. Yeah. Whew. I mean, it is what it is. Let me see if I can summarize a little bit. So in main, most of you probably stopped or fast forwarded, but when there's any keys that are pressed, they go into player input, even when there's not keys that are pressed. However, if we click a mouse button, it overwrites player input, and then we call the move method with whatever is left, last man standing in the game loop. So whether it's 300 plus with a bunch of zeros, or whether it's a tuple of 2 with an x and y coordinate, move gets called. So move gets called. If the length of our input is greater than 2, which it mostly is, it calls self.move with keys. Now, if there's nowhere to move with the mouse, it's looking for get direction, and there's nowhere to go. There's no key press. They're all zeros. It does nothing. However, it stops the mouse moving method because there's no target location. All right, so now if there's a target location and we go move with mouse, and if there's not a target location set, we do a return. Otherwise, we go, hey, how far away are we from that target location? Are we close? If we're not, let's keep moving towards it. So there's a few other edge cases that we need to clean up, that I need to clean up. But hey, we've got move with keys, or do we? Move with keys, stop at the edge of the window, move with mouse. So the next thing we have to do is move with multiple keys. Alright, I will see you maybe tomorrow. I'm tired. I probably will make another video.